All right, so I think I'm gonna maybe switch radios or move radios or put away radios. I'm trying to decide, but I'm going to go ahead and use the 1000 today. Hopefully, I can use it. In the meantime, I got to get my live stream up and running and test all this stuff out. And then I've got to test the big Linksys router. I stood it up. If it had little holes in the back, I'd mount it to the wall. I might put it back here where that picture of this beautiful radio is. You know, I really need one of these radios. I think this is like, look, this is like the Cadillac of the 90s perfection. It has a button for lower sideband, upper sideband, CW, AM, FM, RTTY, and packet. Not a button that does two different things, or like this one where a button does everything. This one here is very similar. It's like the modern version of the 1000D. But the 1000D is a 200 watt radio, and this one is not. I had been having thoughts of getting rid of this radio, but actually I came to my senses and realized probably if I should get rid of anything, this should be the last one I get rid of, because this is literally, other than being a shack in the box, it's a HF station in the box. You have a built-in power supply, and it can run off 12 volts, and you have a built-in tuner. The only thing it just doesn't do is it doesn't do 6 meters, which is kind of strange, because I have a 920, and it does 6 meters, and it's very similar to this radio. So Jim made a really good point. Just get rid of everything that has tubes in it. I mean, or at least all of it, but like one or two. I've got about like 20 radios, But this radio I've been using, I really just am kind of on the fence about this radio. Like, I actually liked my 1200 better. There's a bunch of things that I can nitpick. It's a great radio. If you can find one for under $900, it's a great radio. It's going to have a receiver that's like really good. Rumor is that the receiver in this, the main receiver in this, is the same receiver that's the secondary receiver in the 5000, 9000 series. There is, I think there's a second receiver in this too, but you can't listen to them both at the same time. Something weird like that. Whereas the 1200 only has one receiver, and it's not the same. This has a completely different IF frequency. So what I understand that this one is like almost the same as what they were using, the same scheme anyways they were using in the 5000. I've compared this to every radio. I mean, and it's like really, really hard to say that it's like not the best. It really, it has a lot of things that you can do, but we won't get into that. I kind of think it's probably better than the 1000, but the 1000 has some things that if you really figure out how to use, like the VRF and the IDB or the IDBT, there's like a built-in U-tune thing in here. You can really do some crazy stuff. Also, I think that these are probably better on CW. I'm not a CW guy. These are also meant to be a field contesting radio, as far as I understand. You see a lot of foreign stations that do contesting. They own these. And I think they're probably fairly robust. I think this one is too. The new radios I don't trust so much. But they're definitely nice to use, but in the end, I prefer to have a really nice pan adapter, and most of the modern radios don't have a good enough display compared to a good SDR. So if you can get all that set up and you don't mind losing 3 dB with an antenna switch, you can run an antenna switch and run the SDR play on any radio that you want to without killing it. Otherwise, if you try and like run it and you accidentally transmit and, you know, poof, there it goes. I made my own homemade switch and I cooked an SDR play. Blew the front end out. Well, blew out the protection diodes on the front end. And it still works. It's sitting in a drawer. Once I took it apart and removed the blown up parts off the board, it started to work again. But there's no protection on it, which means just a little bit of static, I guess, can take it out. I don't know. Maybe it'd be fine. Who knows? But they did their job and they protected it. So, yeah, I'm thinking about maybe we'll do like a different radio, you know, every day. Just put the rest away. Just a different radio, front and center, and just operate like that. That's what I'm thinking about doing.